from those evils that we've talked about, the 5 evils, now we are going to talk about the 11 evils that Jeremiah talked about in the temple sermon. So can you open our Bibles, Jeremiah chapter 7 from verse 1 to 8. Can we start here? So Jeremiah went to the temple. He was instructed to stand at the temple gate. So he gave his sermon there at the temple gate. And he condemned 11 evils. False belief, defilement, idolatry, human sacrifice, social injustice, dishonesty, hypocrisy, burning incense, oppressing the poor, false labor, bribery, and corruption. So we read chapter 7 verse 1. The two of you are playing.
Stand in the gate of the Lord and proclaim His word. Hear the word of the Lord. All you men of you, go and enter into the word of the Lord.
Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, amend your ways and your ways, and I will let you dwell in this place. Don't trust in this deceptive words. This is my temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord.
Verse 5.
If you truly amend your ways and your deeds, if you truly execute justice on one and the other.
If you do not obey the fatherless, all the widows, all the sheep, in the land, and receive the and if you do not go after other gods to your own heart.
Then I will let you dwell in this place, in the land that again of your father's house.
Behold, the castle is empty, but not again.
That is verse. We are supposed to reach verse 8. So the first evil was false belief. The people of Judah they falsely believed that the temple will not be destroyed. Yet that was wrong because Yahweh was going to destroy the temple because it was not serving its purpose. People had defiled it. They had kept idols in there, so there will be destruction. The second evil was hypocrisy or insincere worship. It's whereby people were disobeying the commandments. They were being adulterers. Remember when we were talking about the 5 evils? They were being adulterers and saying it was the will of who? Of God. Also, there was the defilement of the temple. People were being involved in prostitution in the temple. So it was no longer a sacred place. So because they were defiling the temple, that was an evil. That was the evil number 3. Number 4, there was human sacrifice, and we said they were sacrificing to who and who? Yes, Molech and Baal. They were sacrificing, and this was against the commandment, do not kill. So there was the human sacrifice, and then there was social injustice, whereby they were oppressing, the people of Judah were oppressing the poor. We just say that. There was idolatry, we've already talked about idolatry. They were worshipping the idols Baal and Molech. And God was going to punish them. And we also talked about dishonesty, whereby the leaders were telling lies about Jerusalem temple, that it will not be destroyed. They were telling lies. But Jeremiah was saying this was misleading. So what do you learn from the temple sermon? As a Christian, what do you learn? Number 1, you should not be engaged in what? Idolatry. You should not worship any other God except only Yahweh. Also, you should condemn all evils as a Christian. You should always be honest. Are you always honest? Are you sure? I ask you, why are you making noise? No, Mwalimu, it's him. Every day you lie. Why are you making no, Mwalimu? You should always tell the truth.
Yes.
If someone finds you've sneaked and you're outside there, you ask, did you sneak? No, Mwalimu, I was just sleeping. You were lying. Then you be honest. Also, as Christians, we should not oppress the poor. We should avoid sexual immorality like adultery. We should also be aware of false prophets because they can mislead you. You know what is wrong and what is right. You should be aware of false prophets. Also, as Christian leaders, you should pronounce God's judgment on the people. Tell people, if you do not change, or you do not refrain from your evil ways, you are going to receive the wrath of Christ, the consequences.